Taurus.
Hello Taurus, this is your reading for September 2015 and we're looking at the aspects of this month, and I'm feeling here that your home life here in September will be a wonderful, energetic time for you, spending time with family, even friends, but family is really targeted here. You've got Venus and Mars, which is also love and romance, so between you and your partner will be a wonderful month of sharing together. Your union, and also your union together with the overall family. So some of you might be traveling a little bit more here maybe this month to go visit his or her family, and some of you might even find yourself moving in together. This is a conjunction here, and it's on the 1st of the month, so you want to kind of circle that on your calendar to know that this could be a very romantic date for the two of you. It being in the sign of Leo is always fun because Leos come from the heart. It's fiery, it's loving, it's playful, and there's a lot of pride in what it is we share and give under the sign of Leo. So make sure that everything is genuine, that you speak from your heart and you share your highest truth, and you will be in a very, very good place. That being said, we also have here the new moon this month, and it is showing up in your relationship area, the 5th house, for fun, love, not necessarily the long-term commitments, but of course, for those of you in a relationship, you will definitely be feeling it. For those of you that are single, this could be the time here where things can really show up, at least between now and the end of the year. With this new moon, and that will be there on the 13th, 20 degrees in Virgo. For those of you in a relationship, it's a time to renew your vows, your affections for one another, to put down your intentions that you want to continue the playfulness of the 5th house energy, which is a Leo house. It's not in the sign of Leo, but it's in the house of Leo. And what is beautiful here, Taurus, is that you have both the Sun and Jupiter coming in here, and Jupiter wants to expand everything it touches. The Sun is here, and so you're going to feel, actually you're going to feel it from the very last days of August coming into September, that things are opening up, that there's more sharing, more mutual understanding, seeing the other's needs as your own needs as well. And so I'm feeling here that it is a jovial time. Some of you might even get pregnant if that is what you're looking for. Great, great time to do so, because it is fertile energy. We have the Sun and the new moon, and we've got Jupiter. Whoa, really, really nice for those of you looking for that. But the 5th house is also your creativity, how you express your desires, how you express those things that you're passionate about. It also represents the business that you own. So if you're thinking of starting something new, it's a great time to do so. And but at least before Mercury goes retrograde on the 17th, so if you're starting something new, getting a new business license or setting things up, make sure you have it done prior to the 17th. Then you'll be good. And Mercury will be retrograde until that of October 9th. Now, talking about Mercury, it is in your 6th house for your day-to-day activity, your routines, your schedules. It will retrograde back into 0 degrees, so it's still going to stay within this area, though, throughout the whole retrograde. And so it's going to give you some extended time to look at how do you want your day-to-day routine to look at. Have you been feeling overwhelmed, that there's been just too much on your desk, so you're not able to fully, with a clear mind, focus? Well, this would be the time that Mercury's helping you eliminate those things that make you feel overwhelmed. That's why we love it when it's here, so that you, for the rest of the year now, can actually work more so, should I say, point specifically to those things that are important to you. Then we have, on the 8th, we have Mars and Uranus coming together in a beautiful aspect. It is a trine. Mars here is your fire, it's your engine, it's your passion. Mars being in the 4th house of home, family, roots, the past, and real estate. Well, this is where you're using your energy. It's your primal focus right now. Coming in with Uranus, which is in your 12th house, you might just feel that some underlying desire or some underlying vision or hope, something you've been dreaming about, will come to the surface and express itself. And so say you've been wanting to upgrade or add something new to your home. Well, this would be the time that it, by synchronicity, can snap into the picture, and it may feel like a surprise when it does come together for you. That's just one example how it can work. Now on the 9th though, Mercury here is still not retrograde, but it's coming up against a square, which represents a challenge here up against Pluto. Pluto wants transformation. So for you, having Mercury in the 6th and Pluto in the 9th, it might have to do with a certain issue that keeps coming up here in your day-to-day life, where you might not feel that there's a level perhaps of fairness. And Pluto up here in the 9th house for justice and fairness and balance and truth might want to say something about that. Maybe you've been holding it a little close to heart for a while, and well, now is the time to address it so that you can change it, transform it. When we have a conflict or a challenge, well, it may not always be comfortable as we're in it, but we can change that by changing our thought, looking at the challenge as an opportunity to change whatever it is you haven't been too happy with, so that turns it to positive. You're going to have 2 chances here this month to do exactly that, because as Mercury retrogrades, it's going to come over it a second time, which will be on the 24th. So the situation will be readdressed. Now this is where I'm feeling the resolve may come. Some of you might be lucky to have the resolve, having your discussion, and so be it, and be done with it. For those of you not having it, well, on the 24th, when Mercury meets up with Pluto in the same situation, so I'm sure it's going to be the same issue being addressed, well, that will give you more power because you've had time to think about it, and so has your partner or whoever the other party is. And the 25th, so right back to back there at the end of the month, Mars and Saturn is square. This is giving you more power for you, your Mars, goal, desire, ambition, standing your grounds for what's important for you is going to stand there, and you're going to justify here through the works of Saturn. Saturn is in your 7th house. Probably just know it has moved into your 8th house by then. So it's the 4th and 8th house. So I'm feeling the issue could be brought up, which has to do with the foundation, the grounds that you stand as far as your ambitions, where you're wanting to take it, and then that of how it's being shared with your partner. Are you both pulling your weight? Is one doing more than the other? Then this may not be sitting well, and maybe that is what the whole issue is about. But it's going to give you that opportunity to really look at this and work it through. So that is good. So we have the full moon here on the 27th. The full moon this month will be in your 12th house for your subconsciousness, your dreams, what it is that's working behind the veil, so to speak. It's your spirituality. And so some of these things may come up now and be illuminated by this full moon. You're going to feel a little bit more vulnerable, perhaps, a little bit more emotional. It's the house of Pisces, the house upon which Neptune rules. So you'll see how these dreams, these visions might affect you a little bit more deeply, should I say. Especially because you also have Uranus there. Not that they're conjunct at the exact moment of the full moon, but the moon moves quickly, so it will still be very full when it touches upon Uranus, which can change things up. Okay, something may be brought to the surface, and I think that for you, At this point will be a good thing because it's more like your dream may come out into the open. So you'll see that within that first 24-hour span there from the 27th coming into the 28th. Anyway, we have now also on the 17th, Jupiter. Jupiter being in your 5th house for creativity, self-expression, the business that you own, sharing time with your children. Jupiter now is opening up this door where there's jovial energies between you and your children, though it might be some kind of interaction here on the 17th with Neptune, which has to do with your goals. So maybe your goals, your hope, your wish, something here for your child is in this direction. Jupiter is kind of like wanting to go in this direction. So it's more like a time of adjustment, listening to both parties. And I feel what it is all about is new growth and new vision here taking place. But this also can be between you and your partner, since the 5th house is also all about true love. And so it's all about finding the proper balance, should I say, for your relationship, the purpose of moving forward, organically expanding. But it's not a difficult aspect, though it is in opposition. Jupiter is always very giving, Neptune forgiving, should I say. So it's more like, how can we get on the same page and dream the same dream? Because if we're dreaming the same dream, the goal becomes more so intensified. So it's finding the midpoint of listening and then sharing, and then, bringing the essence together. On the 27th is a surprising day with Venus and Uranus doing a trine. Venus being in your 4th house, Uranus in your 12th house. Another day to circle on your calendar there. If you're wanting to go out on a date night, there could be some surprising information, news, or some emotion coming up to the forefront. But it's a good emotion. 23rd, I feel that whatever took place there the day before or the evening before on the 22nd, the sun here, sextiling Saturn, the sun being you, Saturn's giving structure and some hold. You're feeling secure. That's what Saturn wants to do. Always wants to secure. It's looking out for you. And since the aspect is good, I'm feeling that whatever was discussed on the 22nd or came up to consciousness now is coming together and starting to give it some grounding. And that will allow you to trust. And of course, for you being a Taurus, it's important to trust. Security is everything for you. And so beautiful day. You want to enjoy it because here on the 24th and 25th, we're coming into that Mercury square Pluto. We've already discussed it, so I'm not going to repeat it. And the 25th, Saturn square, or Mars square Saturn. So that's working out the resolution of how do we work, how do we perfect, how do we bring things into a harmony and a balance of the give and take. So that's towards the end of the month. And then, of course, the full moon, which we also mentioned here, 4 degrees in Aries on the 27th. But we do have a couple of events this month. I will go through them. Venus has been retrograde, as you know, in August, turning direct between the 6th and 7th, depending on where you live, what time zone. Venus being in the 4th house, so you're going to feel that love and harmony and romantic energy and just the good feel about your home life, and your family will now be picking up speed moving forward again. On the 17th, Mercury will go retrograde until October 9th, so that will be taking place in that 6th house of your day-to-day routines, giving you time to organize, reorganize those things so that you can work more efficiently in the future, which is great. Use the time to your best benefit. On the 17th, we have Saturn changing signs from Scorpio, which is really great news for you, Taurus, because Saturn has been opposing your sun. That's why things might have felt heavy or more burdensome or more responsibility on your shoulders the last 3 years. Now it's gone once and for all. You had a little brief moment feeling how it felt when it moved into Sag earlier, but then it retrograded. Now you're free for another 28 to 29 years. So that's the good news. Saturn now in Sag, which will be in your 8th house. So it's out of the relationship house. So it's your relationships that's been tested these last few years, but now it's shifting over to how the two of you are going to balance, how you're going to share your resources, what is fair, what is too little, too much. That's where you're going to be tested over the next 2.5 to 3 years. Then Mars first. Mars will be changing signs out of Leo into Virgo, taking place on the 25th. So it's going to move out of the home area. It's going to move into the 5th house of love and romance. So you might see how September, at the very end of the month coming into October, is going to be focusing much more on this romantic area, plus also interaction with your children next month. Pluto then has been retrograde last 4 to 5 months. This is now changing signs for you. It's been operating there on the 9th house, which has to do with spirituality, higher education, really reaching for understanding more so, should I say, the philosophical side of life, why we're here, why we're doing what we're doing. But it also rules law and lawsuits, and also that of education. So, and travel, long distance travel. So whatever has been like stalling and feeling like slow, this is now going to start picking up speed here after the 27th of this month and way into the next coming month. So you will see how this slowdown actually has given you time to breathe. All right, it's not been affecting you as much, but now we're going to start interacting, using these transformative energies, which will allow you to transform this area of your life. So if you haven't listened to your Horoscopes, I would suggest listening to it, because it's a totally different type of information coming in. It's a really nice add-on. I love these two aspects working together. We've been working on both astrology and tarot since mid-70s, and I love them as my two favorite tools among other tools. And also listen to your moon rising sign and that of your partners, and I'll see you next month here, Taurus. Have a good one now.